This awakened civilization, with you at its forefront, enormous possibilities are there before you. I mean, in our generation, how many went outside India? How many studied or worked outside India? In our generation, we sort of globalized. But in your generation, the world is open to you. You have the most important resource. I was just thinking, in India, we are worried about the population explosion, the burden of population. But if you go abroad, in every nation, you begin to see the advantages of India's human resources. You see a vibrant, prosperous, highly regarded, very prestigious community in every country, Indian community. They are regarded as model minorities everywhere across the world. So this world is open to you. Everything is there for you. What do you need? Three things. I'm going to tell you three things. Think about it. First, confidence in yourself. If we don't have confidence in oneself, I'm just seeing the vehicles in the busy road outside the campus. You have these expensive SUVs, powerful cars. Imagine a powerful Mercedes or some BMW car, and the driver has his foot on the accelerator and another foot on the brake. Will the car go ahead? No. The engine will race, the car will get overheated, but it will not move. And these outside, I saw these little totos, what do you call this? So that auto will overtake the expensive BMW or Mercedes. Exactly like that. If we don't have self-confidence, if we don't have faith in ourselves, then what happens is all the resources that you've got, all of this, all the education that you get, your youth, your energy, all of that will not help until we have confidence in ourselves. It's like putting your foot on the brake. It's like self-sabotage. You're stopping ourselves from achieving our true potential. What do you do to get self-confidence? How do you increase self-confidence, faith in yourself, self-esteem? First of all, one has to live consciously. See, all of these I'm saying is targeted at the young people here, because I know what your lives are like. A little bit I understand. So living consciously, just the opposite of what many young people of your evening. What exactly you're doing, I'm not very sure. Mostly on my screen, most of the time. Here also, many are on their screen. There is this phenomenon called intermittent attention. Listen to something, then again look at the screen, then again listen a little bit. So it's going, how my days are passing. Unless I live consciously, live in awareness, confidence will not come. If suppose you spend 3 hours in the library studying anything, whatever you want to study. After that, you feel a sense of fulfillment. But suppose you spend 3 hours browsing the internet. Browsing whatever comes interesting, you see this, see that, 3 hours have gone by. After those 3 hours, do you feel better? You don't feel good. You feel uneasy. You feel time wasted. I should not do this. So consciously living deliberately, that's the first foundation for developing confidence in yourself, faith in yourself. Second is accepting who we are. One sadhu in Uttarakhand, he put it very beautifully. Apna sachai swikar kar lena bahut bhari baat hai. One should, see, to feel good about oneself, first one should accept me, I, myself, as I am now, with all my faults. Whatever it is, let it be. But at least honestly to myself, I must admit, this is where I am, these are my faults, these are my weaknesses, these are my strengths. Only then I can develop. See, if I don't accept myself, if I keep self-criticizing internally, I'm no good, these people are much better, I can't achieve anything in life. This happens. I've seen, especially in the United States, Indian kids in universities, working in multinational corporations, highly qualified, highly capable, always self-doubting. So we must first accept ourselves. If a little voice in my head keeps telling me I'm no good, then I can never have faith in myself. I can never feel proud of myself. So second thing is accept yourself as you are. You don't have to tell people your faults, but admit it to yourself. Then one can develop from there. Yeah. Third is this practice of self-responsibility. I am responsible for my life. See, nowadays in the world, especially in the West, especially in America, this whole style of being a victim has come. I am not responsible for my problems. Somebody else is responsible for my problems. My parents have mistreated me. Society is very bad. System is very bad. My teachers are not good. My facilities are not good. Whatever it is, problem is theirs. It's not my problem. Now, it may be true. There are problems with the system. But when I'm going to develop self-esteem, self-confidence, until I feel some agency, until I feel I am in charge of my life, to that extent, unless I admit it, I will never have faith in myself. So the practice of self-responsibility. I take responsibility for my life. And truly, we are responsible for our own lives. I have seen so many such cases of kids coming from underprivileged backgrounds, from difficult families, very, very problematic families and all, and still making it good in their life, really rising high in terms of, they become rich and learned and wonderful career and families. And I've seen the opposite, kids with all privileges, all facilities, all advantages, ruining everything, becoming a drug addict or dropping out of college or school. So many problems. Why? They don't feel responsible for their own lives. When they do that, they suffer, but they don't want to blame themselves. They want to blame somebody else. So this third practice is self-responsibility. Then only we can have pride in ourselves. Fourth one is something called assertiveness, self-assertiveness. I was a student here, not in KIIT. You have a neighboring institution, XIM, Xavier Institute of Management. So I did my MBA there long back, 1992, 94. And we had a course there called Assertiveness Training, AT, which was, I think it's very important, especially for Indian kids. Normally, when we deal with others, we do two things. Either we are weak and manipulative, or if you feel strong, you become aggressive and bully others. Both are bad. In between is assertiveness. What you want, what you think, you have a right to say, but others also have a right to reject it. If you want something, you can ask for it. The others can say yes or no. That's their right. So this kind of assertiveness, taking charge of your own life, saying what you think, of course, with cultural differences. In America, you can go and address your professor by the first name. Don't do that in India. The cultural differences are there. You have to be careful. We say some such and such Babu in our office or in our community. And then once a scientist in IBM asked me, my boss is, William something, so short name is Bob. Bob Babu dakivi. So that sounds very silly. Cultural differences are there, but assertiveness is good. It's good for our self-confidence. The third one is, then the fifth practice would be this a purposeful life. So if I ask you, what is your purpose in life? There must be a definite goal in life. That can change. It could be that I want to get the best possible education. That's a good goal. I want to make it good in life. I want to be a person. What kind of a person? A person of good character, a person who's helpful to others. A purpose in life is necessary. Without a goal in life, you're not going to get anywhere. Often if I ask students, what is the goal in life? People are eager to tell me, this should be our goal in life. Serve the nation and do this and that. What is your goal in life? They'll scratch their head and say, so if you go on an auto here, outside the campus, the driver will ask, where do you want to go? Kahan jana hai? And you will say, I want to go there. By which route you want to go? Will you ever say to the driver, you will never do that. But in our life, we do that without any particular purpose. I'm just doing, why are you doing this? I have no idea. So purposeful life, yes, education, what kind of education, what kind of career that do I want in future? A purposeful life. And finally, sixth, when I say sixth, some are thinking, what were the first five? I forgot already. So I'll summarize. The sixth one, a practice of integrity. Own values. We must have our own value system. It's a set of, these are my standards. I will not go below these standards. Honesty, integrity. Until I feel I am living up to my own values, I will not value myself. If internally I keep telling myself, that you are no good, that you tell lies, and that you betray your friends, or you don't keep your word. If internally I feel this about myself, I can never have confidence in myself. I can never feel proud of myself. So practice of integrity, personal integrity. I've told you 6 things to build up self-confidence, build up faith in yourself. Now, all of these things are found in a wonderful book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Nathaniel Branden. I don't know, many people don't read it now. At one time, it was very popular. He was a very well-known psychologist in the United States, positive psychologist. So he wrote this book, 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Nowadays, you all have Google, you can just Google it. I recommend that book, though I have spoiled the plot. What the book says, I've already told you in the last few minutes. So it talks about what I've told you there. So build up self-esteem, have confidence in yourself, have faith in yourself. I'll tell you a simple thing, what difference it makes. When in Corona time, by the way, you're all back in campus, so I should say welcome back. I think this is the first big event after coming back to campus. So welcome back to campus, congratulations. Yeah, I am happy to see you all back in campus. I feel the energy. But in Corona time, 2 years back, I was in New York, and New York was the worst hit in the whole world. At that time, in the first wave of Corona, I would see more than 1,000 people dying each day in New York, in one city, per day. Deaths in the first wave, the peak of the first wave, were more than 1,000. Now, at that time, I was reading internet news, Indian news. And the government here had said, and what had they said? That in the evening, for so many minutes, you have to make, gong and make a sound, and what else? Clap, or what else would you have to do? Light candles, and the sound. Now, I found, see, this is the difference. Lack of confidence. I found many so-called intellectuals, commentators, making fun of it. Like, ye kya mazak hai? Like that, they're writing. They don't know, every day at that time in New York, every day at 6:30 p.m., banging pans and blowing the horns and clapping, because the mayor of New York at that time told them to encourage our healthcare frontline workers. We will make this sound for a few minutes at 6:30 p.m. Now, these so-called intellectuals, if they found that, oh, in New York it is happening, tab to theek hoga. See, the same thing if you do it in India, if it is ours, it's no good. If the Americans do it, then it is good. Why? Because if I don't have faith in myself, if I don't have a high regard for myself, then anything connected to me is also bad. Because I am bad. Then my culture, my state, my language, my country will also be bad. But if somebody else, America or England, they do it, that must be good. This comes from a lack of faith in oneself. If I have a sense of my own dignity, if I have a sense of dignity in myself, I will have a sense of pride and acceptance, dignity for my community, for my language, for my culture, religion, country. The importance of self-esteem it's extremely important. Then the second point I want to share with you is the importance of focus. Swami Vivekananda said the difference between an ordinary person and an extraordinary person lies in the degree of concentration. I have seen the truth of this across the world. I loved going to libraries and campuses like this, and I would read and watch scholars, students, professors at work. And I found in every case, those who were extraordinary had extraordinary powers of concentration, of focus. I have seen it. I used to go to IIT Kanpur to give talks there. I would go and sit in the library there. I found the students early in the morning, they come and sit there and start working. I would go to take a bath, and then I would have lunch and then come back. Same students, 7-8 hours later, sitting there working with focus. I was so impressed. I told some of the students there, I like the focus, the concentration of the students here. And they said, in Hindi, I'll translate, Maharaj, ye to kuch bhi nahi hai. Aap exam time mein aaye, you will find students literally working 24 hours a day. But this is nothing, Swamiji. When you come during exam time, you'll find students who come in early in the morning in the library, study throughout the day. throughout the night. Next morning, they could go to the bathroom in the library, wash their face and brush their teeth and get on the cycle and go to the exam hall. 24 hours. That is more important than IQ. That is more important than facilities. That is more important than what kind of support you get. See, now here you have got facilities. You have got computer labs, you have got good teachers, all of it is there. That focus. One of the richest men in the world, Warren Buffett in the United States. So everybody runs to him. What is the secret of your success, sir, and all? He said, my secret is simple. I'll tell you my secret. And I know all of you can do it. What I'm doing is the secret of my success. All of you can do it. But I can also tell you, you will not do it. What is that secret? He says, every day I read 500 pages. Every day. Of course, mostly related to his business. That is the secret of my success throughout my life. I keep learning and informing myself and enriching this mind continuously. There's a story about Swami Vivekananda. The power of he had extraordinary powers of concentration. So in those days, Encyclopedia Britannica, I have also seen big volumes. Nowadays, it's all on the cloud, but big volumes. During his time, 10 volume set of Britannica was in his room at Belur Math. His disciple Sharat Chandra came into his room and said, Swamiji, so many big books, a human being cannot read all of them in one lifetime. Swami Vivekananda said, what are you saying? I have finished 9 of these volumes and I'm on the 10th. Not only that, ask me anything from those 9 volumes. And Sharat Chandra actually went at random. He picked out the books and he started asking questions here and there. And Swami Vivekananda answered all the questions, in some cases, down to the comma and full stop. And then Sharat Chandra asked, how is it possible? And Swami Vivekananda said, it's possible for everybody. It is just the power of concentration and purity of mind. Focus of the mind and purity of mind, people can do it. Now, I know, but I'm not saying we can all become like that. But what I'm saying is, this much is true. Whatever we are, whatever our powers of concentration right now, we can all be a little better. We can all be a little better. Okay, let me show you something interesting. I saw this. I was in the Ramakrishna Mission school, Vidyapit in Deoghar, many years ago. A management expert visited the school and he had just 10 minutes. So we asked him to speak to our class 10 students. What he said 20 years ago, more than 20, 22 years ago, I still remember today. And I'm sure all the students who were there, they remember it till today. And I'll show you what he said. And I'm sure you will all remember it for the rest of your lives. Am I doing good for time? Somebody told me that there's an art of beginning a talk and art of ending a talk. And somebody said, Swamiji, you have mastered the first one, art of beginning. Shuru ho gaya to khatam hi nahi hota iska. But don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on the time and I'll wrap up soon. So this is one thing I want to share with all of you. That management expert, what he showed us. He said to the students, and what he said, let's do it together. Then you will feel, you'll remember it for the rest of your lives. I can guarantee you. All right. If you like, you can just sit up straight, relax, sit up straight. I just need 30 seconds of your time or less. And just do this. Raise both of your hands. And raise it a little more. Yes, put your hands down. And what we just saw shows us a very important fact about human psychology. Notice, when I asked you to raise your hands, we all raised our hands. When I said, raise your hands a little more, you raised it a little more, which means the first time we did not raise it to the maximum possible extent. And the fact is, whatever we do in life, you all know this. Everybody has to admit in your heart of hearts that whatever we do in life, we don't do it to the maximum possible capacity. Whatever our capacity is, we don't do it up to that. Now, this raising the hand has a limit. Physical limit is there. But our capacity to think, our capacity to feel, our capacity to work has no limit. There's no limit. I was just thinking, one person, I met this gentleman yesterday, Dr. Samanta. in one person and see what's here. There is no limit. That management expert said to the class 10 students, the students were like, "Ha, to isse kya hota hai?" The expert said, "Let's see, from now on, every day, think to yourself, the 3H, head, heart, and hand. Capacity to think, my studies, feeling for each other, for the staff and for the community, and capacity to work, not only yourself, in team, together with people. Head, heart, and hand. Every day, try to make a little improvement. What improvement? You know. We all know where we are slipping back a little bit. In my work, in my studies, how I behave with others, how I work in work and play. In all of that, we all can make little improvements. But as you make little improvements, make a habit of making little improvements, there'll be tremendous improvement over time. Those who do management studies, you know, this is old Japanese Kaizen approach, you know, incremental improvement approach, but applied to human life. So this is the power of focus, of concentration and focus in life. Last point, and then I'll finish. Confidence and focus. These are the two powers which will give you success in life. But I was just thinking, Ravan had a lot of confidence. And he had tremendous focus also. But he was still Ravan. What is the difference? One thing he did not have is selflessness. What is the difference between a villain and a hero? Is selfishness and selflessness. This ability to be bigger than oneself. If you really want to rise in life, if we pursue our selfish agenda, you can rise up to this. But if you expand outwards, include others, that what I'm doing will benefit more and more and more people, then you will rise without limit. Your founder is one example of that. Now you might think, I am a student. I haven't even graduated. I don't even have a job. I don't have money. What can I do to others? What can I do for others? But no, this is an attitude. This attitude, don't wait that I'll become a millionaire, then I will give to others. No. Start now. You don't have to give money. Just a smile, a little bit of cooperation, a little better behavior with others. You can start with that. So this attitude of selflessness. Swami Vivekananda said that selflessness, unselfishness is more paying than selfishness, but it takes a little bit of maturity to understand this. We normally think that if I work for myself, if I earn for myself, if I enjoy everything myself, then I'll be happy. Very soon we feel I'm not happy. And it is sort of counterintuitive. The more we think for others, the more we work for others, the more we serve others, the more fulfilled and happy we become. I asked Dr. Samanth yesterday, so the life that you're leading and what you're doing, do you feel you are sacrificing? He said, not at all. I have got more than anything else. I'm most happy. I'm the happiest person. You see, the more you do for others, the more you think for others, the more happy you will be automatically, immediately, and lastingly so. Think about it. Anything that we do for ourselves, we may forget it or we may regret it later. Any little thing that you do for somebody else, you will never regret it. You will always be happy that whatever happens in life, I was at least able to do that for somebody else without any thought of return. It is deeply satisfying, this ideal of selflessness of seva. So I've shared with you three things. Self-confidence, have faith in yourself. Before having faith in God, have faith in yourself. Second, the power of focus, power of concentration. Big threat is in your pockets. Phone, my pocket also. Phone, that is a big threat. I don't know how many of you have seen, there's a nice documentary, you should see it. Social Dilemma. You should see it. What harm this is doing to our power of attention. So you have to use this technology. There's no other way, but protect yourself against this technology. It is a good servant. It's a terrible master. This phone, it's a good servant, but it's a terrible master. So power of focus. Second, concentration. Without concentration, nothing will be achieved in life. With focus, anything is possible for you in life. Third, selflessness, seva. In Sanskrit, We use 3 words: Shraddha, faith in yourself. Faith in yourself, faith in others, faith in your culture, religion, Shraddha. Second, Ekagrata, focus. Attention, not focus, not distraction. Concentration, not distraction. Ekagrata. Third one is Seva. These are the 3 words I would like to leave you with today. I pray to the Lord Jagannath, who is present here, to bless all of us. We have a wonderful future ahead of you in your own lives and for the community and the nation. You will be a blessing to yourselves and a blessing to the whole world. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your guidance, enlightenment to each one of us in this auditorium. 3-4 things Swamiji has said, which has tossed me and must have tossed to the audience. One is conscious involvement. I think that will help each one of the students present here. Whatever we are doing, if we are conscious about that, he said, if you are reading, read consciously and with full focus, then only you can enlighten yourself. Second, he said, owning yourself, owning your responsibilities, owning your life and actions. Owning your life and actions. Whatever you are doing, please own it. Third one is assertiveness. And fourth one is very close to my heart. I have spoken to you several times, purpose, for what we all are doing. I give one example to the students many times. We see the best 10th of 10th, best 10th of 12th. Where those best of the state, best of the country go? After 5 years, after 10 years, whether only those people are at the pinnacle of success or somebody else is there, somebody else reached there in time with their efforts, with their deeds. So for what really we all are working, that is very much required. And in KIIT and KISS, I think it is much more clear, transparent, broad, and which perhaps with time, as you all are there virtually, maybe I think through our faculties, through the people whom you all were connected, must have transmitted you that message, the purpose. Anyone is coming to KIIT and KISS, they feel connected to that. Why? Because our purpose is very broad, contributing for the world, contributing for the people, making lives better, for which each one of the person in this globe aspire to get connected, aspire to contribute. That is perhaps the purpose of the life of each one of us. Maybe because of that, anyone is coming here. And today we have listened to a great person. And I have studied Veda very recently, only after COVID, though I have read many mythologies, maybe most of the mythologies previously, but only during this COVID, I got the chance to go through the Vedas and some analysis. If not all, perhaps nobody can go through all, or it will be very much, I can say that, rude to say that I have gone through all, but I have gone through many Vedas, Upanishads during this COVID. And I hope that understanding yourself and being or feeling connected to the globe, perhaps that is the essence of all the knowledge. Please stay connected. Whatever the last topic Swamiji has said, selflessness, the demonstration of selflessness, examples of selflessness, you can always see during your stay in the campuses of KIIT and KISS, get connected to that. So on behalf of all of us, I would like to thank Swamiji and all the saints, those who are following him. Thank you, sir, for being present here and educating each one of us. And thanks to all the students that you have heard him. Because you see, you have joined here just before a few days. Maybe after 6 months, You cannot recognize yourself. From today onwards, you see your face in mirror every day. Talk to your parents. Maybe after 6 months, your parents will be saying, you are a different person than you came to the campus. That happened with many students. And I am very sure that such engagement in such lecture, engagement in such activities, that slowly builds our personality that we cannot realize. And I have that from today onwards for next 30 days, every day you see yourself. Try to invest at least 3 minutes on yourself. That's really what I have learned where I am today. And after 30 days, you recognize yourself where you were and where you are. So all the best to each one of you. Thank you for being present and listening to the lecture. I hope all of us are carrying the good message, all positive vibes within ourselves. That vibe is very much required. And thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. We would like to open the podium for any interactions, any questions, Can we have the mic? Hold on. Yes.
Namaskar, Swamiji. I'm Shivam Das. Sir, so first of all, I would like to ask you, sir, like, for example,
man from India and from a top engineering institute. Please sit. He said, he has started coming to Vedanta Society, and he said, I have got this arrogance, you know, I have come from this top institute. Hum logon ko jaisa kaun hai? Like, we are so good, so great. And then I found I was just becoming more and more unhappy. And then what is the point of all this? Why am I doing all this? Then when I was exposed to philosophy, to the Gita, to the Upanishads, to Vedantic ideas, I found a much vaster domain of life. And this, my little talent today, it's unimportant. I'm glad that I have got this good education. I'm glad that I've got this competence, this talent. But you know, they say in Hindi, uska daud wahi tak. That's the limit. I must be a bigger person than that. It's just not that I'm a good hedge fund player and that's my identity. Fine, you're good, you're competent at what you do, but then grow beyond that. So one sign of overconfidence is arrogance. Confidence is fine. I'll give you this beautiful story. One of the disciples, this Josephine MacLeod. See how confident she was, an American lady. She followed Swami Vivekananda very closely, but she would never say, I'm a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. She would say, I'm a friend of Vivekananda. Now, all her life, till the end of her life, she gave to India. Because Vivekananda, she asked Vivekananda, what can I do for you? And Swami Vivekananda said, love India. So she gave to India and she worked so much. Now, about confidence, she said, when I met the Tsar of Russia, those days, not Putin. I know, pre-17, I'm joking. So when I met the Tsar of Russia, I felt how great he is and how insignificant I am. But when I met Swami Vivekananda, I felt how great he is and how great I am. So, yeah, that is the real quality of confidence. You know, when you are really confident in yourself, you see the greatness in others also, and you are very happy to encourage everybody else and let them grow, let them become good. You encourage them, you bring out the positivity in them. People, some in Lahore, at that time it's part of undivided India. Swami Vivekananda had gone there, and one English daily, it had criticized him, some editorial. Now this gentleman was present among those in the gathering. Swami Vivekananda was praising the gentleman who was the editor of that paper. Somebody said to him, but Swamiji, he has criticized you in his paper. Swami Vivekananda said, what are you saying? Just because someone criticizes me, does it mean I can't see the good qualities in that person? That is confidence. That's confidence. Good question. You can take one or two more. Yes.
Namaste, sir.
Tell us your name and which faculty you belong to. Which department?
I am Ujjwal Kashyap and I am studying here CSE. So my question is, I'm sir finding it difficult difficult to find a way that how should I approach people. So my question is, does the gratitude works, or I should have a kind of intimidation in my attitude and a mixture of gratitude towards people so that I could have a balance?
How to approach people? I mean,
yes, how to approach people? Should I have a gratitudefulness, a sweet emotion?
I would say, don't worry about what people think. Rather, be sure about what you want from people. What we talked about, assertiveness training, practice of assertiveness. So you have a right to say what you want. You have a right to ask for what you want. People have a right to accept or reject, doesn't matter. Don't feel shy. You see, about people and mixing with people, there's a nice formula that you neither seek nor avoid. You be comfortable in the company of people, and you be comfortable yourself also, alone. That's a very good, very good balance you can seek. I'm not sure, is that what you're asking or something different from what I...
Sir, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि हमको एक स्वीटफुलनेस रखना चाहिए अपने एटीट्यूड में, या फिर थोड़ा सा पावर का बैलेंस होना चाहिए. एक लगता है कि लोग हमको कैसे भी ट्रीट करके चले जा रहे हैं.
Right. No, you can feel that. Don't worry. Sometimes, see, if somebody mistreats you or misbehaves against you, it's their problem. It's not your problem. At the same time, you must learn to protect yourself also. There was this beautiful story of a sadhu who went to a particular village. I'll tell you in Hindi. Many of you may not be able to, some of you may not be able to follow. How many follow Hindi? No, but there are international students also, so they may not follow Hindi. Anyway, many follow, so apologies to those who do not follow Hindi. I'll tell you the story in Hindi. So, वहां पर उस गांव में लोग बताए कि उस तरफ मत जाइए, वहां पर एक कोबरा है, बहुत एक नाग है, which is very venomous, काट लेगा आपको. So he went there, and then the cobra came, and then the story है. So sadhu scolded the cobra, ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो? किसी को काटना नहीं. This is very bad. You should not be violent. Be non-violent. और तुमको ये मंत्र देते हैं, इसको मंत्र जप करो, तुमको ईश्वर लाभ हो जाएगा. Then he went away. Many years later, he came back to that village, and then he asked, वो कोबरा कहाँ है? And they said, वो तो शायद मर गया, बहुत दिन कोई किसी को उसको देखा नहीं. He said, नहीं, मरा नहीं होगा. Let me go and see. मैं जो मंत्र दिया हूँ उसको सिद्ध नहीं होने तक वो नहीं मरेगा. Then he went and he found वो cobra has become very skinny and painfully dragging itself out of the hole. आके प्रणाम किया वो साधु को, and he said, what happened to you? He said, नहीं, कुछ नहीं, हम तो ठीक हैं. I have been repeating the mantra, I'm very happy. But why are you so weak and injured? Well, those boys are very naughty, you know. When they realized I will not bite, कोई दुष्ट लड़का हमको पकड़ के ऐसे घुमा के फेंक दिया था. And I suffered. I mean, my spine was broken and all that. Somehow I survived. ठीक है. He has become so इतना non-violent हो गया कि he does not want to even blame the boys. Then the sadhu said to that snake, I told you not to bite. Did I tell you not to hiss? So you must be ready to hiss. You know, नाग ऐसा करता है ना, दूसरों को डराने के लिए. Will not bite, will not harm others. But you should be confident enough, strong enough so that others don't take advantage of you. अब कुछ भी काम करोगे, you have a job, you have a family, you'll have to protect that, isn't it? So that much, I won't say aggression, boldness, courage, hiss, don't bite. Yeah. What about question? I'll take a question from one of the ladies, from one of the girl students, if possible. I heard 60% in that campus are women actually. So there should be at least one question from one of the ladies here. Ladies. Yes, there's a lady there, right in straight ahead with the black mask there. Tell us your name and ask the question. Tell us which faculty you belong to.
Good morning, Swamiji. I am Shuhita Jawardar from School of Electronics and Computer Science Engineering. You said that we should have a purpose about life. So can you please give us some hints about what kind of purpose we should keep? Because people have a lot of purpose in their life and some people are not able to achieve that and some people achieve that. So some people who fails to achieve that, they get very heartbroken about it. And so probably that was not the right purpose to choose. So can you give us some hint about what we should focus?
In fact, actually, Swami Vivekananda himself says, what is our purpose in life? What should we do? Ultimately, it is, God realization, enlightenment, that's the ultimate purpose. But practically, in day-to-day life, he says, choose your own highest ideal. Your own highest ideal. There are two things here. It should be your own, something you want. Listen to what people say. And then, after listening to what everybody says, your parents, your teachers, your counselors, your friends, then you think for yourself, among all of these things, which pulls me, which subject, which job, which kind of career. So it should be your own highest ideal. Among all the things that you like, one or two will be noble, high, in the sense it will be more idealistic, it will be of use to others. That should be your goal in life. So choose your own highest ideal, and that can change. It doesn't have to be fixed for the rest of your life. You said people fail and then they become frustrated. No, one should not become frustrated. After all, what's the purpose of a goal? It helps me to develop. It helps me to develop and bring out my powers. My potential powers are called out when I'm pursuing a goal. See, if I do not pursue anything, failure is guaranteed, isn't it? If I don't pursue anything, then I will not achieve anything at all. If I pursue something, there's a much greater chance of success. And if I don't succeed, nobody has told me to pursue something unintelligently. There's a beautiful saying that to keep on doing the same thing and expect different results is a definition of insanity. So if I have a goal, if I'm pursuing it, it's not working, then let me see what is not working, which component. You're an electronics engineer. So in the whole machine, it's not working. It's not that the whole machine is not working. Something somewhere is not working. Which component is not working? What part of my daily routine, what part of my study, what part of my personal character is not working? Replace that or change that. So work intelligently. I hope that helps. Follow your own highest ideal and work intelligently.
Thank you.
Thank you. Should we wrap it up?
We'll have that.
we'll
That's
wrap
the
it up.
last question.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This was a really invigorating question answer session. I hope the students all enjoyed this. Thank you, Swamiji, so patiently answering all their questions. We, the KIIT Knowledge Tree team, thank every one of you and look forward to having you again in another lecture series. Thank you, Swamiji.